Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the City of Benton Harbor Commission meeting to order. We'd like to begin with an invocation by Commissioner Edward Isom, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance from our City Manager, Manager Little. All rise.
Lord God, bless this new year that we're about to start off. Bless the city of Ben Harbor. Bless this commission, Lord, that we just move the city forward. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Present.
Commissioner Henderson,
Present.
Commissioner Henry, Commissioner Isom,
Present.
Commissioner Kennard, Commissioner Singleton,
Present.
Commissioner Warren. Present. Mayor Pro Tem Seats, Mayor Mohammed.
Present. This brings us to the approval of minutes, December 16, 2024. Is there a motion for the approval?
Support.
Motion is made by Commissioner Isom and is supported by Commissioner Singleton. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson. Yes. Commissioner Henry. Yes. Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes. This brings us to approval of accounts payable listing. Is there a motion for the approval?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion is made by Commissioner Isom, supported by Commissioner Henderson. Is there discussion? Chair recognizes Third Ward Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Chair. There was some inquiries about these AP, and someone in staff didn't answer the questions, and I want to make sure that they know that I'm aware that they didn't answer the question, and I'm waiting on an answer. I'm sure that some of the other commissioners might be looking at the AP list now, and so make it be known that I did do some inquiries and I haven't gotten all my answers yet, and it has to come from staff.
Please note, Madam Clerk. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard. Yes. Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson. Yes. Commissioner Henry. Mayor Mohammed.
Yes. This brings us to our citizens' comments or public participation. There is a 3-minute maximum. Please sign in with the city clerk.
Glenda Wisnack.
Wish everybody a happy new year. The last meeting we were at, you all spoke about a $20 million grant that was available. I'd like to know how we apply for that and where and when it's available.
So, Ms. Wisnat, the public comment is for public participation. If you'd like to have a meeting or meet with staff concerning specific details and questions, you can do so through the city clerk.
Okay, I have another comment about the police department. I understand that if a child is out after curfew, that parents are given tickets, correct? Am I correct?
I'm the fire chief. Unfortunately, I can't answer that. I'm representing public safety tonight. I can find out and we can get back to you.
Well, the problem, issue I have with that is I know that this summer and in the fall, there was a father who was trying to stop his son from going to, I guess that's what the kids call trap house. He stopped the child, police saw the incident, saw the argument, and he told them he said, well, he's going to a house and he's too young, he's 13, he shouldn't be going to that location. And the police said, we know it's a drug house. But they told the father if he puts his hand on the child, they'll arrest him. Now, I'm not sure why you would arrest the parent who's trying to discipline his child, but at the same time, if you're telling the parent that they would be given tickets if the child is out of the house, because if you say that in front of a 13-year-old that's already a delinquent, I mean, what does the parents have to do? That's the issue I think that should be corrected.
If you leave your information, I'll make sure the director or Deputy Director Clark get back with you. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer to that.
I've left messages and I've called because I think that's something that should change. Because I have grandkids that stay with me at times, and the last person we'll give a ticket to for a cause like that would be me. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
No more comments.
Thank you. This brings us to our consent calendar. Is there a motion for the approval of the consent calendar? Are there any items that should be separated? Chair recognizes Fourth Ward Commissioner Clark Griffin.
Separate number 2.
Duly noted. Is there a motion for the approval of the consent calendar?
Motion for approval?
Motion is made by Commissioner Isom and is supported by Commissioner Henderson. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Canards?
This is the consent calendar. No.
Commissioner Singleton?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin?
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Henry?
Yes.
Commissioner Isom?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes. This brings us to the separated item, resolution appointing Tiffany Moore, City Clerk, as Assistant City Manager. Is there a motion for the approval?
So moved.
Motion is made by Commissioner Henderson. Is there support?
Support.
It is supported by Commissioner Isom. Is there discussion? The chair recognizes Commissioner Clark Griffin.
Okay, so I seen in resolution, it said that it was gonna be no financial impact. But I wanna know, is it gonna be 2 different pay? Because if so, that is a financial impact. And even if this money is in the budget already, the city charter section, chapter 3, section 350 states that compensation of all officers and employees of the city shall be fixed by the commission. And I know this is something we have not discussed, pay. So also MCL, the Michigan Legislature, section 408.472 states that employers should make decision on what the employees' pay are. So I know that something has not been discussed. And is there a pay? Because say no impact, and like I say, that would be a financial impact if there's 2 different pay. Also, where do we draw the line? City clerk she's gonna be working for us, and then as assistant city manager, she would be working under Mr. Little. So we're her boss, we're his boss, but where do you draw the line? As far as city clerk duties and assistant city manager duties, because there's already been some times where Mr. Little tried to intercept some information that I asked the city clerk to give me. And so that's something I don't know, I have reservation about. Also, there's a big election coming, a big important election coming, and that's going to be more duties, including the duties that she already have as 9 of us being her employer. That's it. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll. The chair recognizes Commissioner Henry.
I'd like to know also about the salary. You just can't, you gotta answer our question. You just can't push it question on the floor. And I'm asking them again from my colleague here, if there is an additional salary attached to this position. And we need to know that.
Commissioner, it says in writing,
No, no.
very clear, financial impact, none. There's nothing else that we can say.
Well, what is her duties then?
The charter says, section 3.17 of the city charter states, the manager, subject to the approval of the commission, shall name one of the directors, which the city clerk is, directors of departments, assistant city manager, who shall, when directed by commission, perform the duties of the manager in case of sickness, absence, disability, suspension, removal, or resignation of the manager.
That's called clarity. Thank you, Mayor.
I appreciate your question.
Then let's add an additional question about the budget. Because I kind of trying to figure out how much money was in that line item. So that's another question that I need to ask, I guess, finance.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Kennard.
Thank you, Mayor. One of the things that I see, already we hear the employees are overworked already, and serving in 2 positions leave us to know that many times when we ask questions or need information, if a person is overwhelmed with work, how is it that they can fulfill 2 positions? Because here we have our city manager that is filling 2 positions also. And a lot of times people are calling and they are complaining to us that they're not getting answers, they're not getting callbacks or anything. So it seems like there's a conflict there. We don't have a financial director, but then you pay a financial institution 3 times what you would pay a finance director. It's a problem here, and we need to get it fixed. It's 9 of us here. There's no reason that this couldn't be taken care of, and we need, when our residents ask questions, we should be able to answer them right here and not wait later because they're calling and not getting answers, not getting callbacks. There's a problem here, and we're adding more and more on one particular arm of this government. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Clark Griffin.
And as I stated, it says no financial impact, but there has been many times when it say that it's no financial impact, and there are impact. There is money that we paying, and I don't know. I mean, it's really good, but I don't think this has just been done out of the kindness of her heart, taking 2 duties. I just fail to believe that. And like I said, it says a lot of time there's no impact, and when there is money that we are coming out.
Well, the memo states here, financial impact, none. So, and that is in writing. Chair recognizes Commissioner Kennard.
Many times they say there's no financial impact, but then our budget has been completely eliminated, and we don't have money to do this, that, and the other. So talking about financial impact, I think we as commissioners need to know more about what the finance are. And I have asked about finance, and I was told that they'd have to go to the city manager, and we're his boss. So why would we have to go, they have to go to him in order to give us an answer, especially when it's finance.
Ms. Commissioner Kennard, what's in front? I'm going to read the resolution. It says, resolution appointing Tiffany Moore, city clerk, as assistant city manager. Whereas Section 3.17 of the city charter states, the manager, subject to the approval of the commission, shall name one of the directors of departments, quote-unquote, assistant manager, who shall, when directed by the commission, perform the duties of manager in case of the sickness, absence, disability, suspension, removal, or resignation of the manager. Whereas the City Commission hired Tiffany Moore as city clerk on November 22nd, 2021, whereas City Manager Alex Little has consulted with Clerk Moore, and she agreed to serve as Assistant City Manager along with her duties as City Clerk. Now therefore be it resolved that the Benton Harbor City Commission, at the request of City Manager Alex Little, hereby approves the appointment of City Clerk Tiffany Moore as Assistant Manager to serve as mandated under Section 3.17 of the Charter of the City of Benton Harbor, and now therefore be it further resolved. So the charter is very clear. It's very precise in terms of the role of the assistant manager, the process of how the manager is appointed and confirmed, and when explicitly the assistant manager takes on certain duties.
I understand that, Mayor,
Let
but
me-
what I'm
can I-
speaking
may-
about,
Right, but I mean, you.
I didn't finish what I had to say.
Ma'am.
Now, if she is working with the election, and there's other duties that need to be taken care of, she was overwhelmed with the last election. Now,
Commissioner
these
Kennard.
things is got to be looked at ahead of time.
Commissioner Kennard, again, it states here, from the city charter, this is not from, this is from the city charter. The manager, subject to the approval of the commission, shall name one of the directors of departments, assistant manager, who shall, when directed by the commission, perform the duties of the manager. So if the manager is not sick, if the manager is not absent, if the manager is not disabled or suspension or removed or resignation, then the duties of the assistant manager is dormant.
That's what I'm talking about, I know that.
Right.
If, by chance, she's working with the election,
Well, I mean,
and at that particular time, something like that happened,
well, she has a
then that's a
very,
double duty.
Yeah, she has a very able, and that's why the city clerk appointed a deputy clerk. And this is a government, so we have to. That's why we have a mayor pro tem and at-large commissioners, because in the event that the pro tem or the mayor cannot perform a duty, then that's where a first ward or at-large or a fourth ward would step in, because it's a team, it's government. So we have to work together, but we also, per charter, have to have certain things in place so the government continues to run. Not based on an individual or personality, but based upon a system. And that's what we are trying to do tonight, is follow the charter. Madam Clerk, would you like to share any words? Thank you. Please call the roll.
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
No.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry. Yes. Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard. No. Mayor Mohammed.
Yes. This brings us to our staff report. I'd like to recognize our fire chief, and I say that proudly, Chief or Director Casimir.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing from Public Safety this evening.
Chair recognizes our city clerk and assistant city manager, Clerk Moore.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. So, year. Packets will be available for pickup tomorrow for anybody that wants to run for 2 seats for Commissioner at Large, or 3rd Ward Commissioner, or 4th Ward Commissioner. Those packets are due back into my office no later than 4 p.m. on April 22nd. Your packet will have everything in it that's needed. If you have any questions, reach out to my office and we'll get you through it.
Chair recognizes City Manager Alex Little.
Thank you, Mayor. We've had a busy week this past weekend anyway with the snows and so forth, but the Public Works crews are keeping up with it and keeping the streets clear, and we're out even today salting to try to minimize the potential for accidents and so forth. We are, as a city, fortunate enough to be receiving and wrapping up a number of grants that we've been applying for some time and wanting to get them in place as soon as we can. None of these grants so far are actually designed to allow people to just come in and apply for them or whatever. As we get them and as we get them executed, which will bring them before the commission, and if there are, whatever the conditions are for their use will be outlined in that, and people will have information.
Chair recognizes 4th Ward Commissioner Clark Griffin.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. New year, new opportunities. Got a lot of great things coming in the 4th Ward. I have all my annual events, but I got even more coming. So just stay tuned, look out for it. It's going to be a blessing even more this year. Have a good night.
Chair recognizes Commissioner at Large Kennard.
I'd like to thank everyone that came out tonight. It's cold out, and we know the weather is slippery, so please drive carefully. And I just thank you because it's a real sacrifice, especially when it's cold and the weather is not excellent for driving, that you would spend your time here. Thank you so much, and please come out and encourage others. You need to know what's going on with your government. Many times we are asked as commissioners, but we can't give you answers to a lot of times why you're not getting callbacks or whatever your questions are. But continue to come out and encourage the city of people around you or people that you're acquainted with. Encourage them to come out and ask the questions that they need answered. And then we can push for you all to get the answers. Thank you so much for coming out, and Happy New Year to all of you. I wish many blessings upon you. Thank you.
Chair recognizes 3rd Ward Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Mayor. And I thank all the citizens that did come out tonight and the ones that are on YouTube. We have not had very many meetings. A lot of them been canceled. I don't know if the citizens knew why the meetings were canceled, but was a problem with the heating, what I was told. So, New Year, everything's coming back again. A lot of money flowing into Benton Harbor. Not a lot of information being shared. So, I don't know what to tell the people. Just keep asking the question and showing up. Thank you.
Chair recognizes 2nd Ward Commissioner Warren.
Thank everyone for coming out, and I wish everyone a happy new year. I don't have any current activities planned. We will have another town hall, but it'll be probably in the spring. In the meantime, if you have any issues, feel free to contact me. Our contact information is on the website, and I can take any concerns anytime. So reach out to me if you have any issues, and that is all. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Commissioner at Large Isom.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Happy New Year. New year, new things. Expect great things to happen. Where does this come from? Expect, I have an event coming up. We all gonna have an event coming up. I think it's the first Super Bowl? Super Bowl, yeah, that's where they'll be at too. The Lions will be at the Super Bowl, so there'll be something happening. Just watch it on your local channel. But we got a lot of things happening in the city, like, the funds are coming in, streets are getting fixed, and it's a new year. It's a new year. It's teamwork. Teamwork, Ms. Kennard. We're gonna make this work together. Commissioner Kennard. This go with your outfit too. But I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. This commission has been great. And 24, 25 is gonna be a great year. Fire department, public safety. Congratulations, Clerk Moore. I was part of the personnel finance was a part of the hiring process for the clerk. And she went through a rigorous interview, and she came in. She had her cowboy boots on, and I said, "She gonna do something." I said, "He said she up for it." And I said, "Okay." And it's time for evaluation. We got to get that. We did have evaluation handouts. I think it's been about a year or two, but she up for evaluation. We're gonna get those back out to the commissioner so we can get her a straight evaluation on how she been doing. Congratulations again for her, and stay warm, expect great things.
The Washington Commanders, yes, ma'am. I do want to recognize First Ward Commissioner Henderson.
Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year to all who have come out tonight. Congratulations to the clerk for being appointed the new assistant manager. Just like with the clerk's job, you've taken every task at hand, and you've tackled it very well. So thank you for your service. It's really duly appreciated. I've learned a lot, even in my role, just for your service. So thank you so much. And I know you'll do the same without that opportunity. My word for the year for our city is hopeful, which is optimistic for the future of Benton Harbor. There's a lot of great things happening for the people who've remained here throughout all of the challenges and trials, and just to see Benton Harbor turning a corner and just becoming a great place in Southwest Michigan is just an awesome experience. As Commissioner Isom talked about, being part of this commission who has been a part of many of those changes. So I'm just so thankful and grateful for that, and keep on coming and keep staying involved. We have several committees who have openings, and that'll go through the legislative committee. So sign up and be a part of the change that's happening in Benton Harbor. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Commissioner at Large Singleton.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out also, and those who are viewing on YouTube. Congratulations to the clerk, too. Just a few reminders, we in the cold weather now, and it's even going to get colder. I think next Monday's supposed to be 8 with wind chill factors below 0. Those who know people that are scuffling with keeping their houses warm and heating with space heaters and stuff, it is very dangerous. There's already, I think, been a couple of fires in the last week or so of people heating with space heaters and stoves and things. So if you got any family members, anybody please try to direct them to some type of help to get some safe heating. We definitely don't need a tragedy because somebody was cold. So with that, everybody have a safe rest of the week here.
Thank you. Just like to thank everyone for coming out. I do want to say congratulations to the city clerk. This is the first time that a woman has been named the assistant city manager for the city of Benton Harbor, to my knowledge. So that's certainly a milestone, I believe. Marge Winters, I stand to be corrected, was the first. So it's a new day in Benton Harbor. We are making a lot of changes, transformation. The EPA grant was applied for by the Southwest Michigan Planning Commission, and it was the Inflation Reduction Act Community Grant. And it will be used in multiple ways. It's a 3-year grant, so you have homes becoming or getting more energy efficient. It also will cover workforce development, which will be job training for residents. The grant will also be working with the Benton Harbor Community Development Corporation and nonprofits like the Workforce Development Institute, and Let Us Rest to provide job training. The Bobo Brazil Community Center will be used for the last goal, as the Planning Commission has earmarked $2.6 million for improvements. The $2.1 million is on top of, or $2.6 million is on top of the $1 million grant that the city got. It also will entail where we'll have electric vehicle charging stations. But in all, it comes out of the $1.6 billion Inflation Reduction Act that was passed bipartisan by the Biden-Harris administration. So a lot of that money is being spent now, but it is, I think, historic for the city of Benton Harbor to partner and receive that large allotment. I also like to just inform you that I will be going on Wednesday at the invitation of Governor Whitmer to witness her address at the Huntington place in Detroit at her auto show, economic development address, which will cover the next 2 years of her bipartisan economic development plans that will cover housing, the future of the auto industry, and also how monies can go back into residents' pockets. So I'll be bringing back a report on that at the next council meeting. I would like to reserve the last 15 seconds as a moment of silence for one of our employees who worked, I believe, for 16 years, our former city clerk, Clerk Kimberly Thompson. So I'd like to have a moment of silence. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Commissioner Henderson, supported by Commissioner Singleton. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Clark-Rookin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Issom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Stevens. Oh, Mayor Hubbard.
Yes.
Motion